bad news is she may disapprove of the outfit I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Here she is. Hi, Steph. We teed it up. You're going to sit down and talk to us for a second.
Fantastic. Hi. How's it going?
How are you?
Stephanie, this is Larry.
Hi, Larry. How are you?
Lance.
Nice to meet you.
This is Andy, our political junkie correspondent, comedian, and the Connor.
Hi, Connor.
You don't know anything about Connor, so you wouldn't know it's the Connor. Steph's like, who is this young child you have working on the show?
You talk about Connor.
I know, all the time I talk about
Wow.
Connor. Come sit down.
It's like a sauna up here.
It's like a sauna in here. There's a great Kramer line. You should watch Seinfeld sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I get forced to watch Seinfeld on a regular basis.
When you say regular.
Against my will.
I know. How are you?
I'm great.
Did you notice anything about my outfit?
You look very spring-like.
No.
You're not wearing any of my clothes. That's right. The great thing about you borrowing my stuff is that I can always tell you borrowed it. One, because everything I own has been rubbaged through, which is obvious.
But you have...
Second, you don't know how to fold my pants.
Right.
And third, it's never where it belongs afterwards.
That being said...
And you walk around as if you've fooled me.
I know. That being said, I always talk about, like, the benefit of being in a same-sex couple.
I sort of feel like this is a one-way street for you.
But you can borrow my clothes anytime. I've never kept you from borrowing my clothes. You want this shirt? You can have this shirt. This shirt is your shirt.
Decorum has kept her from bothering
Exactly.
you.
That's right.
You like
That's
these
right.
boots, even though it's 90 degrees? You can have these boots.
I like to stay in my lane when it comes to clothes. There was one day where you actually, where it really was, it was over the line. You borrowed my perfume.
Oh yeah, that was too much.
I mean, that's a sacred thing, right?
I know, I'm sorry.
Your perfume is your smell. It's your unique thing. You're both walking around smelling like the same person. It's
Loserville.
weird. It's
Loserville.
weird.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Not right at all. Not right at all. This is the show.
This is great. This is great. I can't believe it's taken me this long to get here. Do you want to know why I'm here?
Yeah, tell us
Actually,
why.
you probably don't want to know why I'm here.
You're going. You're leaving.
Well, there's a good chance that I may have to do a story that will require an early trip to DC tomorrow morning, which means I won't be around to help with the girls. But you're so great at it alone anyway. And then
All I did
later
is
on in the
complain
day,
about
I'll
my
fly to
Colorado.
Denver.
I
I'll shoot all day Thursday, and then I'll fly Thursday night to LA. We'll cut the story all day Friday, and then it's an overnight Friday night.
We have that
See?
dinner
This
Friday
is a real
night.
reaction. You are seeing a real reaction.
No, but
This
I've
is a
canceled this
slice-
dinner 12 times
This is a
already.
slice of our life right here, happening live on Periscope and Facebook,
Twitter and all of it.
and Twitter and all of it.
So I'm going to now cancel the dinner for a 13th time. In an unprecedented event, I will be canceling a dinner for a 13th time. As Larry,
You have to look at it this way. You're getting good at it.
that's not what I want to be good at. I don't want to be good at that thing.
All right.
Well, you might as well. Are you allowed to say what stories you're working on? I was explaining to people that the bag is usually packed right by the door, so you can. This is how correspondents are. They live their life. They're out and in very quickly, depending on breaking news.
I have to wait on this particular story because it's a feature and it's for Veterans Day, and I can't really talk about it right now. Not because
Okay.
it's some big, huge surprise, but because
Okay.
I just don't know where it's going.
Snuffleupagus.
So I
That's
can't
what I call it.
reveal.
Snuffleupagus. Okay,
I don't
go
know
on.
if the interview for sure is happening tomorrow in DC. There's a good chance that it's not, and if
then
it's
you don't
not,
have to
then the
go?
whole plan. So don't go canceling anything just yet. But you will find my suitcase packed in the bedroom, and I'll need you to move that up to the hallway tonight.
This is actually nice. Is that new?
It's not new.
Ah.
You just haven't seen it and you're rummaging?
No, I didn't see it when I was looking through your closet. Is that a small? What is that?
That's it. It'll fit.
Oh,
It'll
okay.
fit. Lots of different ways.
Make sure you tune in on Friday. When are you not going to be here? Thursday? Tune in on Thursday.
It'd be so weird if you came in with it tomorrow.
The other thing is that she'll
Same outfit.
probably smell like me too because I will not be here and she'll be wearing my perfume.
And that's wrong for some reason. Anyway, so this is what we do.
This is great. I mean, honestly, this is probably one of the best places in Manhattan right now because I can tell you,
Yeah.
Midtown is a disaster
Tell us
outside
why.
of the office.
Rioting,
Because
protesting.
you have the Hilton where Donald Trump will be tonight. So it is
Hold on.
a disaster.
Steph, we had this whole big chat. The Donald owns 3,000 properties in New York, and he's going to be voting from the Hilton?
This is perhaps Donald Trump's first outreach to the rest of America.
No, I really
At
don't.
the Hilton.
Lester, Lance, you even said to me, well, where do you
Are
think
you
he'll
this
be?
nice to Lester?
I thought I was back in my NBC mode. I'm surprised that he's going to beat the Hilton.
I honestly think, listen, everything's calculated,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I think this is a gesture. This is, I've come out of and this, by the way, is 100% conjecture because I have no idea that this is the case, but that's how we pundits like to talk, right?
Okay, but why wouldn't you just do this, say, last night before the polls open, before voting begins? Why make the gesture when the polls close? It's too late then.
But you've got a point, but I still think that maybe it's the biggest room. It could just be something simple as the biggest concert.
He'll be in Madison Square Garden performing right after the Knicks play.
I don't know what I talk about, but that doesn't stop me from talking a lot. We
Okay.
have these amazing early morning punditry
I was
sessions
describing what happened this morning.
We have literally lived every second of every minute of every hour of every day of every month of this election between the hours of 5 a.m. and 6.
But this morning, Quinny woke up even earlier. Remember, I said tell everybody what time I got up to write a speech. I've been up all night at this point. I wrote a speech at 3 o'clock.
It was in the threes.
Yeah. And we did this thing where she had the baby at 4:30, and she handed close to 5. You handed the baby to me. You said, I'm going to go sleep a half hour. I went out with the baby. And then I don't remember anything that happened after that. Then I picked up the baby, and I walked back in, and then she said, okay, I'll take the baby. And I said, I'm going to go sleep. Now, a lot of that, I don't remember how the baby got from you to me and then back to you. All that was a big fuzz fog for me.
Yeah.
But the baby got fed somehow, and now the baby's up and running.
I'm almost positive we're screwing her up, though, in some way.
Probably.
All the back and forth and the in and out of the cribs and she cries, we're up in a second. I think you're supposed to let the kid cry and learn how to put herself back to sleep. Instead, she knows that all she has to do is like shuffle her covers, and one of the mommies will be there in about a half a second to whisk her away to a more comfortable place.
I know, which is generally on my stomach. She's not that light anymore.
Not light.
No.
I was thinking about that.
She's a bubba.
I wonder if she's going to crush a rib.
She's not going to crush my rib. My abs are really tight.
But you might not be able to get oxygen.
I'm fully prepared for this.
Steph Marnie says hi.
Oh, hey, Marnie! Thanks for tuning in. Does Marnie always watch?
Yeah, Marnie's watching from the pool. She's doing her calisthenics in the pool right now.
Marnie, did you vote in Florida? That's my big question for you, Marnie. Are you officially a resident, and did you vote in Florida?
How come some states have early polling and some states don't?
State by state choice.
Do we think
That
Marnie
shouldn't
voted
be a state.
early?
That should be a federal.
I talked to my aunt who lives in Florida, splits her residencies between Florida and Massachusetts, and she voted early in Florida.
Okay.
She is a staunch Democrat. I mean,
I thought the word is
Marnie said she, of course, voted early.
She voted early. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
She's not a starched Democrat, although she might have some starch on her.
Not to get away from politics for a second, but Stephanie was on the same diet, this Vakakta diet that we were all on. She lasted 9 days? 10 days.
Actually, with a cheat in the middle.
What was the cheat? Oh, yeah, she went to a wedding and had,
the good thing about the cheat, it wasn't just, I'll just have a little bit of wine. And
no, you had a lot of it of wine.
I went
all
whole hog on the cheat. I was like, if I am going to cheat in this moment, it's going to be a big time cheat. I must have eaten half an apple pie.
Okay, but that doesn't even matter because a few days later you were off the whole thing anyway because you said a sentence that I've never uttered. I got to come off this diet. I've actually lost too much weight. I've never said those words before.
But I told you if I went 2 weeks, I'd be in the ICU on that diet.
I'll see you somewhere else because let me tell you, I'm not going to be in the ICU. You look amazing.
Thank you very much. You look good too. Look very sweet.
Josh Glad says hey, Steph.
Oh, hey, Josh. Glad Josh is watching too. Josh
we have a whole host of regulars.
I haven't seen Josh in ages.
Yeah.
It's nice to have everybody on board.
This is what we do for 4 hours every day.
Of course, John and Stretch were on here. I want to acknowledge them.
I wish you could see where I'm sitting right now at NBC because of the incredible operation, and it really is a marvel. This operation to cover election night. They brought in this enormous screen that is it's the full length of the wall. It's really an incredible piece of technology. Unfortunately, it runs exactly where my desk used to be. My lovely cubicle in this great modern floor for the NBC newsroom. It's very exciting. I got kicked out, and as a result, I am sitting down the hall in basically Newsland, Siberia, where I can actually reach up and touch the ceiling with my hand, and there are no windows, and we are sandwiched in with our good friends at NBCLatino.com, who are lovely people, but we are all extremely loud and inconsiderate of each other, and I put myself in that group. I'm not saying that I'm not. but it makes for an uncomfortable working environment. And I'm claustrophobic by nature.
But then would you go back afterwards?
Well, that's what they tell us, but you know what?
You don't think so?
I don't know, I have my doubts.
Explain what all hands on deck means at a network when there's a big event like the election night.
Well, everyone's going to be there tonight, with very few exceptions. Everyone's going to be in the building. It is such an intense operation that they are actually issuing credentials to people who work at NBC News to get into the area where the broadcast is going to be happening. So you may be a producer for the Today Show, but if they don't want you on that 4th floor and you don't have a credential, you actually can't get there.
Wow.
They won't let you in. So they're weeding out people that they don't want.
For example, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, I still worked at NBC. Would I be able to
decidedly would not
have
get a
credential?
credential.
I knew that.
Because you'd be of very little use to them.
You know what? That's just me.
Well, I mean, the truth is they don't understand these 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. punditry sessions that we have. If they could hear you talk about politics the way you talk,
Lance, I've really held my own with politics.
You have,
this
yes,
year.
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, the
That's
only
what I'm
time I
saying.
said I didn't know something was yesterday.
I'm not teasing you.
Oh.
I'm actually not teasing you.
It's hard to know the difference.
I know. Anyway, I'm going to be there tonight because I am monitoring security. You know, the truth is that if people out there see a lot of me tonight, it will mean
Not
that
a good
something has gone terribly, terribly wrong. So let's hope that I sit back, watch my colleagues do an amazing job on MSNBC and the network, and top this election year off well.
So,
I don't get involved.
NBC is covering it and MSNBC is covering it, correct?
Yes.
You can choose which one you want to watch.
Yes.
One hosted by Brian, one hosted by our good friend Lester.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
You can go back and forth.
Okay.
And I need to return there to be on post.
Oh, okay. You have to go.
Yeah, though I don't want to go because, as I explained to you, I have to go back to the rabbit hole where I can reach up and touch the ceiling, and I share 5 inches.
So, I mean, nothing start. When do the polls close? I don't actually know. In all different states. And here it's closes at 8.
Yeah.
Do you anticipate there being protests and unruly behavior?
No, there's no indication that there are going to be protests. There's no threat that our security, whether it's the NSA or the FBI or the NYPD, there's no threat that they know. It is an interesting situation here in New York City, though, because you have both candidates in Manhattan, and that hasn't happened in 70 years. And you have them both here, and the NYPD is amazing. They are a military force unto themselves, and they certainly know how to cover incredibly complicated and high-level security events. The Pope coming into town, and President coming into town. But they essentially have to treat this like they have 2 U.S. presidents in Manhattan tonight, because obviously either one of them could become president. So they have to have the same level of protection. They're already running the routes where their cars may go. They have radiation detectors out there, all the kinds of things that we saw when the Pope came to town. It's an unbelievable operation.
Can I just tell you a really funny story? Obviously, because following that, why not? So when the Pope last came to town,
Excuse me for 1 second. Beck Carr says that Stephanie is my favorite journalist person ever by far.
Wow.
Nice.
You said Beth said that?
Something Beck. Steph Beck.
Steph Beck. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate
I'm sorry
that.
for interrupting, but
No, I want you to.
When
No, I
I
just
had
didn't-
guests, I thought that was
No, you
fine.
can
I'm sorry.
interrupt.
Thanks,
It was
Lance.
just
I
in the
appreciate
opening monologue
Do you
I
think
wanted
your
to
jokes
do.
can be
Stretch
as funny now
agrees.
that it's taken longer to tell?
No, this is what he does. He's
Oh,
like,
okay.
I get momentum. This is me with my joke like this,
Uh-huh.
and then Lance goes, and then
Okay,
he's like,
so
okay,
back
go
to
ahead,
your
tell your
joke.
joke.
There's a lot of build-up now.
No one gives a crap about my joke.
I do,
No,
I
please.
care.
But it wasn't a joke. This is actually a true story. I'll tell it real quick, and then I know you have to go, and then we're going to talk to Andy. Here's how it goes. Pope's coming into town. It was a Sunday morning. I'm anchoring Weekend Today with Lester Holt. They decide they want us to just, he's going to go by us. They want us to be there live when he comes by, and the whole time I'm going, are you sure? You really... Now, do you want me to say any? No. So it's me and Lester. You want just Lester? Because that would probably be me and both of us. So 2 people. Yes. They put us out on 5th Avenue with the whole live operation there, and the only direction I got was like, as the Pope is coming, just talk about it. So I did no research. I didn't know that I was supposed to do research. I really thought I was just going to be like,
And
well,
there's
there's
the
the Pope. No joke. Like, I literally less preparation
so,
I
like, for
could not
instance,
have
why
done.
he was there, what he was going to talk
Nothing,
about,
Steph.
what was on his schedule,
Nothing.
how long.
Look, I'm no longer working at NBC for a reason. I would never have gotten that credential thing that you get on your floor. There's a reason for that. I sit here and I joke. So we sat there, and Lester goes, the prompter's there, and we have scripts and everything, and first question, Lester's like, so what do you think about the Pope coming to town? And I'm like, did you get... I don't see that anywhere on my script. And I'm looking, I'm like, what do I think of the Pope coming to town? I'm looking at scripts, and I'm like, where the hell is that answer? Like, so I'm like, oh, I guess we're going off script. So I'm like, well, I just think it's really great for the community. Like, I don't know. Okay. All of a sudden, here comes the Pope, and the motorcade is coming, and people are rah-rahing and whatever. And what do you think I said?
Oh, boy.
Well, Lester, there's the Pope. I said exactly what I swore I wouldn't say. And Lester was probably like, there's the Pope. I didn't get that. There's the Pope. You got there's the Pope? Like, I didn't see there's the Pope anywhere. And that is how NBC covered the Pope coming directly down Fifth Avenue.
That is called an anchor added value moment.
You love me.
Yeah. No,
Say
it's good
it.
stuff.
Say
No,
it.
It's fantastic.
Fantastic. Pause
Added
for
value.
crime. Pause for crime. And resume. Anyway, that's what we do every day because there's a hospital up the street. I love that you stop by. It makes me really happy that you know exactly what we do and how we do it, and why I'm walking around with a tan as if it's the middle of summer on some Bohemian island somewhere.
Right. It doesn't look right.
I know. It's like that Seinfeld line. Well, I did go to Vermont one weekend. You're very tan. You're very tan.
Back to Seinfeld.
Every day. I hope you don't have to go. I mean, I want your story to get covered, but... So you're going to come home at midnight and leave first thing tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Unless this DC thing goes away.
Unless it goes away.
I could really use your help tomorrow morning.
I know you can.
Okay. Okay.
I've seen it in action.
Yeah.
All
right, so you're leaving.
I'm leaving. Guys, nice to see you.
Thank you. Can we grab
Take a little break. We're
Can we
going to
have
come
a
back.
picture?
Yeah, let's take a picture.
Let's do that.
And we're going to start getting some political laughs. It's actually
It
beautiful.
really is hot.
It is hot. This is nice. Basically, we're posing. It's no one taking a picture.
All right, I'm in the process of.
It really is a stunner of a day.
It's gorgeous. Every day up here is
Every day
like
I'm here. Every day at the General Show is beautiful. Because we radiate ourselves.
Should I do one without these?
Please, both of you.
Oh, I don't think it's possible.
You want to?
Wow. Wow.
Does that look natural? Okay, close your eyes, and then on the count of 3, we're going to open it. 1, 2, 3.
That is brutal.
Radiation. Burn my retinas. I burn my retinas. We're very different.
My retina's got detached. Hey, look, I actually got a picture of you. I did get a shot of you guys with your eyes open.
Oh, wow, that's a great picture. Wait, Steph, let me just say goodbye.
Send
I will. It'll be on Instagram.
It's about 40 degrees colder downstairs. They were Alman.
Okay, if you see them, maybe tell them to come up.
Right. Well, I'm actually going to go straight to
Oh, you're not going back.
Camera's live. Camera's live.
When we're done. I have a show. Steph, this is the show. We're on the show.
Yeah, you get to go do it.
I'm doing the show. I know. I'm
Sit and do it.
You don't appreciate anything.
Guys, nice to see you.
Nice seeing you.